Hello everybody, let me explain you quickly the immune cells and their differentiations. So what you need to know about when you discuss about the immune cell is the compositions of immune cells and then immune system, like cells, components, because these things has been discussed, but however you might get confused when we talk in general. So what happens is lymphoid cells are this comes out from the bone marrow. So there is lymphoid cells. Lymphoid cells are B and T cells, and there is phagocytes. Phagocytes are monocytes, neutrophils, and eosinophils. Granulocytes are basionophil and mast cells. These mast cells are called Galt, Balt, and the Galt, Malt, and Balt. So these are different immune cells. All right, and then this is very self-explanatory. What kind of nucleus do they have? So what are lymphocytes, what are phagocytes, what are granulocytes? You must understand that. And what are their functions? If you think about it, the function of the B cells is to produce antibody. Function of T cells and the function of natural killer cells is to bring to produce cytokines, okay, and complements. This is indirectly helps to actually bring destructions of the infected cells. Whereas there are group of cells who brings inflammatory, particularly like macrophage and neutrophils. This brings about inflammatory mediations. In this, even the blood platelets are useful, because if there is a oozing of blood, it has to get clot. So clotting is brought about by this. So therefore there is a lot of accumulation of neutrophil, macrophages, and platelets. So this is what I'm trying to elaborate on it. The null cells, or it is also called the null cells, or it is also called, yeah, okay, sorry, this is null cells, or it is called the marker cells. This is this is a lymphocytes marker. This is also called the in fact this is macrophages. This is normally this kind of null cells are, we call it we call them differently, because generally we call it macrophage, but when it acts in a different place, then it is called differently. So this is also called lymphoid marker cells. Similarly, now there is a mononuclear cells, and this is also called the monocytes. These monocytes is the earliest most cells of the macrophage. When this becomes naive, or naive, and NEIVE, naive meaning very premature stage of macrophage, is called monocytes. All right, and these once is activated, it will act upon the foreign particles, or it will try to present the other lymphoid cells to act onto the particular virus or the bacteria or the pathogens. So it will try to present others, okay, it will try to inform others. So macrophages will either, it will try to inform others, or it will try to act on itself to engulf the foreign particles. So these particles, these macrophages at alveolar regions, it will found in the alveolar regions, it will found in the Kupffer regions, it will found in the macroglial regions, and these names are alveolar, which is called not a macrophage but called alveolar cells. Kupffer cells in the liver, microglial cells in the brain, osteoblast in the bone. These are different types of macrophages found in different parts of the body. Okay, now this is a macrophage and monocytes. Monocytes are, I said, is the precursor of the macrophage. Early stage of macrophage is called monocytes, and once they get mature, it is called macrophage. All right, this is the fully grown matured macrophages, and this is trying to present the APC, means antigen presenting cells. So it will try to present others what antigens look like, how it look like. So bacteria is engulfed and it will try to produce certain signals to others, and then see this is a signal produced. This signal helps others to know that there is a foreign particles in the body, and those lymphoid cells will come around and attack. Now dendritic cells, these is dendritic cells are the lymphoids, cells that are moving from one place to another. Normally dendritic cells, normally the cells are in a motions, or sometimes even stationary, like Langerhans, which is present on the skin, and the myeloid cells, or the plasmacytoid are the some of the cells that are called dendritic cells. It keeps on moving from one place to another, and it becomes functional only when it is required. So we are now the just to tell development pathway of the dendritic cell. Dendritic means, it can be Langerhans, it can be interstitial dendritic cell, myeloid dendritic cells, and lymphoid dendritic cells. These are some of the monocyte cells, and then finally it is becoming macrophage. Please understand, okay? This is becoming a macrophage. It will directly attack the foreign particles. So this particular, take an example of Langerhans, which is present on the skin, will attack those foreign particles that try to enter via skin. Mucosals, this is malt, galt, and these are some of the things that is being given here, how it try to protect the body parts. For example, the mucosal is very important for us, mucosal associated tissue, because we try to eat anything that we like, and finally the foreign particle go along with the food and reaches to the stomach and the small intestine, where these mucosal lymphoid tissues are present. If there are foreign particles, these patches of this lymphoid tissue will act upon it and destroy the foreign particles. This is how I'm just trying to show you. This is what you call the malt. This is the one where you'll see the patches of lymphoid cells, which will act upon the foreign particles that comes into the small intestine. Alright, this is the cells of cell lineage. Just to see, please understand this. These are the different cell lineage, and then you need to really understand about this and see it, whether you are able to make the differences between what I showed earlier and this. So here what you have to understand is, you have to understand these are the different lineage, where different types of cells are formed and they have a different functions. So if you look at the monocytes, macrophages, and dendritic cells are here, and then you have also seen that other side, the B cell produces memory cells, and the plasma cells. Plasma cell produce antibody, memory cell produce antibody only upon there is second attack. This is T cell, which produce T helper cells, and then T cytotoxic cells, and there is a natural killer cells. This is a lymphoid stem cell produce these group of cells, and the myelin progenitors produces these many cells, which has got a almost similar functions, however they act differently. And then now this is also to just for a reminder, given twice, but it is a reminder for you and I to know how what is their functions, what is their progenitors, or the you should know the their lineage, okay, from where they have originated. Next lesson would be on the humoral and cell mediated response. That is, we will be talking on the how B cells and T cells gets activated and act upon to the target. That is a third defense of adaptive immunity brought about by the B cells and T cells. How do they get activated, and how they bring this cell mediated response and humoral response. So this is what I'm going to discuss in the next lessons. This will help you. Thank you.